Hey, hey friends, we are here today. We're gonna show you some components on the front brake system, and we're gonna start removing the tires. This is gonna help you understand what to look for a brake inspection, and it's gonna help you to pass the license for brake adjuster in California state. Okay, so we are here with, this is the front brake, this is a front brake caliper, this is the hose. Okay, we're gonna have to take some measurements here, and you're gonna need to be a brake adjuster, you need to have some tools, couple of tools to do the measurements. So red is 2 and 3 millimeters, yellow 4, 5, and 6, and this is when it's pretty new, the brakes. So you can start whichever, with any one you see that is gonna be right here. Can you get closer? So the pad is right here, and see, yellow 6 millimeters is still good, and 8 millimeters. So these brake pads are 8 millimeters. They are new, they are good. Okay, these rotors, you need to know the specification for the rotors. Okay, to be able to take the measurements in the rotor, from rotors, we're gonna need a tool like this, which is the vernier, and we're gonna put it to 0. We can go in right here a little bit.
Really?
And it has 21.99. This is millimeters. So if this is, if the specification says is 20.00 millimeters, and then you're gonna cut this rotor, and it's not gonna be good. So when you cut it or resurface the rotor, it has to be within the specifications. Okay, so at this point we're not gonna remove here, and this rotor is gonna be this car when we do front brakes again. Okay, so, and remember to check hoses, you know, brake hoses, and the sensors too. So it has an ABS system with pulse. Here. Okay, so just remember components on the brakes. Brake hose, which is a rubber, it has a line in behind. The caliper bolts in the back. In the future, we're gonna do a video taking brakes off and when the brakes are bad. This car has a good brakes in the front, and this one is the secure pin, and this one too, and the rotor. So basically, they are all the parts together in the front brakes. All right. So let's move on. Let's catch up with the next video. Hi everyone, it's me back again, Lev, helping you about the brakes. Now we are checking rear brakes. This is a 2006 Toyota Tacoma, and it has drum brakes in the back. And remember, the components are very important to know and what they do. So drum brakes is a drum, and it has the shoes, and shoes are the ones in charge to put the friction against to the drum, and that way the car will be stopped. And we're gonna take a measurement, because for the brake and lamp, or for to be a brake adjuster, you need to know how these things have to be measured and if they are within the specifications or no. Let me grab the gauge real quick. So we're gonna use the same gauge. The thing is, you need to know what is the specification for the shoes, but clearly we're gonna have just to take a look and if we are good or not within the gauge. So you see we are already, and the red side we have 2 millimeters. See, and this thing is like an egg because it has on the upper part of the drum, or the way it's sitting inside the drum, is wearing more from the bottom than the top. And you can see that's the front, and this is the rear shoes, and the rear shoes is 5 millimeters, which is yellow line. But also in the rear brakes with drums, we have this part, which is the rear wheel cylinder. It carries the hydraulic fluid, the brake fluid, and we need to open this a little bit to make sure nothing is leaking. If it leaks brake fluid from here, once it start leaking a little bit here, we gotta replace those because it can get out completely, the brake fluid from there. So every stop you put in a lot of pressure, but see, that's the way it's supposed to be. Hopefully in the next video we check brakes and we will see that if something is leaking, and we're gonna have to advise the customer to replace it. And all the hardware parts inside, we're gonna explain this in the later video. Today is about the measurements and checking the brakes. Front, we already did one video, and this one is gonna be the second video for the rear brakes. And let me show you how we're gonna take the measurement on the drum, because the drum has an specification too to be discarded. You will need a tool like this, which is the drum caliper. So basically the same basic from the calipers, vernier. So you put it on, you put it to 0, it's in inch and millimeters. I got it in millimeters, and we gotta look in the specifications. Sometimes the drums has the specifications right here. You can get closer. You can get closer in this. You say 297 millimeters. Okay, that's the max. So we're gonna take a reading. Okay. And different parts, because we need to find the maximum. So it has 295. See, this rotor is going completely out. We're gonna have to do rear brakes. See, 294. That's why these shoes is wearing less over here and more over here. But it's the way that sometimes, or many brake shoes, they wear out like that. So definitely we're gonna have to do rear brakes with set of pads, clean all the hardware kit, put it back together, and replace the drums. Because if we resurface this drum, we're gonna be out of the specs, because it's 297. Okay. All right, let's do this. We're gonna continue with the small videos telling you how to do or how to become a brake adjuster. Thank you.